it that way. But there's also, I put on my metrics glasses, all my analytics glasses for all those nerds out there.
The Thomas Bryant jockstrap, get him out of here!
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Ramos, get back! They snatched that chain, boy. Get back! What's y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back! We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back!
Hey everybody, welcome into the Big Factory on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel. Ryan Tyler, Deckerwork, Rob Watson. It is Thursday, January 8th, 2026, gentlemen. Got a lot to talk about today. Browns continue their search for their next head coach after letting go of Kevin Stefanski after 6, I'll let you use an adjective to describe it, years here in Cleveland. The search continues. Good morning. Before we dive into that, I got to ask you guys, how are we on this fine Thursday day?
Good. I was hanging out with Bob last night, watching some TV, made some hamburger helper. I mean, you can't be a night like that.
Is that good?
Oh, what?
I've never had it.
Hamburger helper?
You've never had hamburger helper?
What?
I've never had ramen either.
I mean,
I've never had ramen either, so I can stand with you on that one, but hamburger helper's wild.
Good. You mix like ground beef and turkey, or just ground beef with noodles, and then sauce mix and a couple seasonings. It's pretty good.
How are you, Rob?
I'm good. I made chicken Alfredo last night.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you cook a lot?
No, but me and my girlfriend are trying to get into it, so we're cooking up some meals. We got it done last night.
I'm happy to hear that.
Ryan, how was your night?
It was good. Actually, it wasn't uneventful. I went to trivia at Lakewood Truck Park.
Oh.
You know,
How'd you place?
not good. I got a problem, okay?
Okay.
And this is coming from a guy who used to host trivia.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, and no shade at him, if you know him, he always does trivia there. I'm sure he does trivia other places.
Familiar with him?
He doesn't, he asks, so when I go to trivia, I expect it to be trivia.
Mhm.
I don't want my questions to be riddles, and I don't want my questions to be subjective. A trivia question should never be subjective.
No,
That
I
defeats
think
the purpose.
I think that's a great point.
He sits there asking questions. One of the questions was, what adult film, or not adult film, oh my God, that sounds horrible. What animated film left adults crying in the theaters? I could say any fucking film in the world that was animated.
I mean, you could be like Bambi,
I was like,
you know?
Up.
What was the answer? That's a good answer.
Inside Out. And like, how do you expect me to get inside out of that question? It's completely subjective.
Okay, like I could cry in Lion King.
And another one was
People cried at the first SpongeBob movie.
right. Like
I might cry the second. I'm going to see it tonight.
it's completely the questions were, and the first question of the day. That's how I know it was a bad start. Was what Super Bowl winning team made half the country mad? And so I knew he kind of liked to do riddles. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's the Eagles. They're the most recent winner, and every Swift fan was mad the Eagles won. The answer was the Chiefs. I'm like, I get it, because everybody hates the dark empire of the Chiefs. It's completely subjective.
Yeah,
I don't want my
that
trivia
could
questions
be-
to be subjective.
Well,
That's pretty
any
much
Super Bowl
every
team.
year. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, just from personal experience, from being your teammate at a
The
prior
Chiefs made
event,
over half the
Ryan.
country mad. That's also just not.
I didn't get
accurate.
I didn't get how it was like. At least when I was there, the trivia was pretty straightforward when it was trivia, and then just halfway through, it was like we were dominating. I think we were like, if they were doing the power rankings, like our team was 1, 2, dare I say maybe 3. I don't know. And then you switch to riddles out of nowhere. You can't just like.
I know.
I came to do trivia. Like if you want to do riddle night, you have riddle night. You know, and people can wear their fucking question mark costumes. You know, like that's not what was happening.
And some of the questions were just atrocious. Like, I'm sorry to keep pounding on it, but like one of the questions was,
killing this guy.
and he didn't.
And he has
say
no
correctly.
church in the wild. That's what I don't like the most. Is I like there's
Yeah.
teams who clearly go up there, they're erasing an answer, writing something down, they're switching this around.
you've gotta
You
be a
can't
bit
tell
of-
who
you've
picked
gotta-
double points, who didn't. Like he's
You've got to
Nice
be
guy.
you've got to be a bit of a dictator to host trivia. I completely agree. And one of the other questions was, and just it didn't make any sense, was what is the most lied about number on people's dating profiles?
8 or height.
Right.
height. Yeah.
Everybody in the bar put height because duh, that's probably the most common answer.
Is it age?
And then he said it wasn't height, so I'm like, oh, it must have been age, right? Like I could see that happening because only really guys lie about their height. Everybody probably fibs about their age. Some people do. The answer was number of sexual partners. Who puts that in their bio?
I mean, to be totally honest with you, when you first like asked us, that was where my head went because I thought like it was gonna be like because I thought it wasn't gonna be like one of the obvious things, but like I would never have
So
like
in a
been at
land
trivia and put that down.
In a land before time where I was on dating apps, that was on 0 profiles.
yeah, I've never seen that on a profile. Yeah,
Like,
no,
ever.
but still.
And I mean, all right, I could say every single question was pretty bad. That's just the way it
Were
was.
there
But,
categories, or he was just going straight?
like
just-
one of the categories, like 2025, like it just
That's why we just got to go like a Jeopardy style. Like,
was
just make it one answer.
Trivia questions shouldn't be subjective. That's like
It's got to be a defined fact.
that's counterintuitive.
Who won
You know
the
what that just
Super
shows
Bowl
me?
in
That just shows me your
1982?
questions are powered by AI. You know, because
Yeah.
if you took the time, you could look up questions and find
Getting
answers.
lazy? Possibly?
Lazy. Because I think what he uses a program that gives him questions. See, when I came up with my own questions. So I didn't have any of these problems. Maybe I'll get back to it one day. All right, we got a show to jump into, guys. Nobody wants to hear about bar trivia. Everybody wants to hear about Shador Sanders and the Browns head coach search. We got to talk about it. Browns continue their head coach search for 2026, guys. We're now up to, I believe, five candidates that they have either interviewed, scheduled interviews. We know today, as we're recording on Thursday, the internal interviews with both defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz and offensive coordinator Tommy Rees are going today. My question to you guys is, let's start with Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz obviously has been a staple in the Kevin Stefanski era, arguably their best hire since coming back in '99, how he has transformed that defense, right? Has the backing from the defense, no doubt, has been a head coach before with the Detroit Lions. Not a good record, led him to the postseason once, they lost. But he has that experience that a lot of people like head coaches to have already when they're given it a second try. Do we like Jim Schwartz as a choice? And let me preface it with this. Do you think that if Jim Schwartz doesn't get the head coach job, do we fear that he's out of the building?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. You going for it, Rob?
Yeah. It depends, because if there's no smoke for him to have another job, I don't see why he would quit. The defense loves him so much. If there's another team offering him a position, maybe, but I don't see him making a lateral move as a DC. I'll take him as a choice, while granted it wouldn't be a top choice. If we're being realistic based on where the Browns probably rank in the head coaching ladder rankings, he could be what ends up being the best possible hire. Like, based on, like, say, Harbaugh goes somewhere, Flores, Vegas, who else? Like, Kingsbury says he's not going to come here. Kubiak either stays in Seattle or goes somewhere else. Like, you're running out of names quick, and that could all happen. Like, there's probably about 4 teams ahead of you that are in much better spots. It might just be easiest to keep a guy in the building who knows where things were going wrong, who's been there to see it, could maybe come in and make those immediate fixes. He's got a pulse on the guys, what they may want to see change. And so it could be the best of what's left. Sometimes it might be the kind of shiny new thing, but not something super crazy.
Yeah, I think we're very lucky to have him in the building, and that's kind of a cop-out answer because I don't know which way it goes, Ryan, but it just seems like the coaching carousels are such musical chairs. Like, there's going to be one name go down, and then after that, like, oh shit, I got to go find my seat, And then, hey, maybe a couple teams lose this weekend, a couple more seats open up, and maybe Jim Schwartz goes down a few pegs of possible coaches you'd want to coach the Cleveland Browns next year. Like, I think he's a great option to have already in the building. Like, at worst, I think Jimmy Haslam would open up his pocketbook and do whatever he could to make sure that Jim Schwartz would not take a lateral job, as you mentioned, Rob, as a DC somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, I think it makes total sense to interview him as head coach. He has a bunch of guys vouching for him on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think anyone is going to walk around and say, hey, I loved what he did as the Detroit Lions head coach with some of the weapons he had. And, like, he had, no, I know it was. I'm saying, like, with a younger Stafford, Megatron, and Dominican Sue didn't really get much done. Like, there's, like, some people are in that camp, but I think it's great to have him. I think I would put him much, much, much higher than Tommy Rees, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a coach, and now I'm also thinking, like, am I mad at Jim Schwartz that he didn't get anything done with the offense? He's a defensive guy. That's all he's really proved in his career now. I watched him go. He was a part of that Super Bowl team in Philly, right, as the DC.
Yeah, as their DC.
Like, that's what he's known for. He's got our defense where it is. We would just need to absolutely nail our OC hire, because that's going to be who's running it all. And if you get that done, and I don't want it to be Tommy Rees. I think it's probably time he goes.
But that's the thing that scares me, too, is I think
Jim
if they do go Schwartz, it'll be Tommy.
And I don't think it should be. I don't think he's shown me anything that says he should be our OC this year. But
it's going to be really funny when he leaves and joins Kevin Stefanski's staff, wherever Kevin Stefanski lands, which is a possible choice. My only concern with that is, it's like, and I get it, if you have to make him head coach or else he'll leave, that's one thing, but I'll operate in the sense of he'll stay in Cleveland, is he's so good at the position he's at. Does him transitioning to head coach where he has to focus on more than just the defense, do you see a fall off from the defense in that? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's almost like Kevin Stefanski never had to worry about the defense because he knew Jim Schwartz was leading that so well. Never had to worry about that. You had to worry about offense and special teams. Jesus Christ. I almost worry, like, if you take Jim Schwartz out of that position, Do you see a little slip in the defense, which you can't afford, especially with how bad the offense is going to be?
I would guess not, because I really think it's just going to be like that. OC is a second head coach just of the offense. Like what he was on defense, he'll just probably promote whoever his favorite assistant was to DC. He'll probably even keep calling the plays the first couple years, and then whoever that OC is, he's going to say, "That's all you. What I was doing for Kevin at defense, you do that on offense. I'll address the team. I'll handle clock management, all that, blah, blah, blah. But you're going to be the coach of the offense." And I mean, if there's a guy who we've interviewed so far, I think he would have the most connections to maybe go out and say, from someone who he's worked with in the past, to go get an OC that could be possibly like, the best look. So.
And I've said, like, I almost where the Browns are at, how they're structured, don't have a quarterback, probably you're not going to be competitive for a couple of years. It's like I wanted that CEO type. That does fit Jim Schwartz, a figurehead that has the respect of the guys in the locker room, that can come in, command respect from everybody, and I'm sure he already has it. And it leads to the point of, is this going to be the next head coach that's going to take the Browns to the promised land, or is this going to be the next head coach that kind of tries to steady the ship, works with what he has, but then you kind of transition once you go to Brook Park to really that next era of Browns football, when somebody who we're not even discussing right now comes in and is that Browns head coach that does that?
If what Matt and you, we were talking to Matt Fontana pre-show, we were having a talk about him, and he was giving us the doom and gloom speech of how, things are going to still be bad for a while. If you hire Jim Schwartz and he turns into that guy to, at worst, for the next 3 years, you're like a floor of 6 wins, height of 10 wins team, people would take that. Like if you got a couple, like a 9-8, 7-10,
a winning record, absolutely.
like a 1 year where maybe we sneak into the wild card. People would absolutely take it as long as we just didn't bottom out again. If there was just a steady incline, a next year you saw 2 more wins and then you were in that 7 to 9 win range for 2 more years. Yeah, maybe you would need to move on for whatever they're trying to do in Brook Park, but that would be a win for us right now based off where we were. Just the reset of what it was when Baker first got here, and we went from winning 1 game in 2 years to we won 7, and then I think 6 the next year. We were a little disappointed that second year, but it was much better than where we were, and we could all appreciate that year over year.
I'm just still kind of stuck, guys, on wanting an offensive coach. Where are you guys on that right now?
See, I would agree with you. It's just at the point where this roster is at is what is bringing in an offensive coach do if you don't have a quarterback?
Yeah.
I'm not moved by it because I don't think they're the pieces that they're available where you're going to have some, like Ben Johnson, tremendous head coach. Obviously we've seen, and it'll be sad if he keeps a steady ship in Chicago, but what would Ben Johnson be if he didn't have Caleb Williams? And I know he did it with Goff, and Goff is a formidable quarterback, but you're seeing that elevation. Ben Johnson in Cleveland would be great, and we'd take him 100%, but it's I think it's safe to say you're not getting the same results you have right now because you don't have that quarterback.
And
so you guys are okay with Schwartz as a stopgap coach almost, not to call him that
CEO role,
but
because
I don't think him being the head coach has any effect on the offense whatsoever. That's why I'm okay with it, because he would do nothing for the offense. It would just be the OC, and then I would be saying who's our OC hire, because that's essentially the head coach of the offense.
So
it's the same thing, same deal.
So then that leads perfectly into Tommy Rees, their other internal hire that they're interviewing on Thursday, who's obviously the OC this season, took over play calling late in the season for Kevin Stefanski. Start with this. Did you guys enjoy what you saw from a Tommy Rees play calling offense? Did you see something different? I know it's kind of hard because, he kind of took over right when Shador was. We didn't see him with anybody else. We don't know if Shador's our future. Were you moved by his offense when he took over play calling?
Start calling plays? Does anyone know? I really don't know.
It might have been a game or two into Shador. I could be wrong.
It looked all about the same.
I thought so as well.
Here's the thing: if you can't tell me right now when they switch, then that probably gives you some of your answer.
Am I supposed to believe that he has a different playbook? That's where it's it is now. It's you were just remixing Kevin's plays, so I can't say it was gonna look super different. But what is he in there saying that's I got the juice? We're gonna change up the team, or we're gonna run the same thing. What is his? I'm going to make our offense at least a middle-of-the-pack offense next year, top 20 in the NFL. What does he have?
Just 33 years old. He's interviewing for his first NFL head coach job here with our Cleveland Browns. Obviously, he's worked under Nick Saban. I can't imagine unless he truly has, some power, people above him, the Barrys of the world, they view him as, he could be the guy. And I don't know, because I'm not in those locker rooms. Can he actually command a locker room at 33?
I'm cool on a guy that's not even 10 years old.
Me as well. And if he gets elevated to head coach, is Schwartz going to sit there and listen to a 33-year-old tell him what to do? And I know he wouldn't necessarily.
I think it'd be the opposite, like we just talked about. I think it'd be Schwartz with him as the OC, and maybe you could almost maybe they would like under the table give him like a head coach consort, like you're next. You know, if Jim's only here for a couple of years.
Is there really any fear that if Tommy Rees doesn't get promoted, where's he gonna go? I know there was smoke about UCLA interviewed for Penn State. Like, I don't think he's going anywhere.
Have fun at like Charlotte, bro. Like, I mean, if you want to go coach, who's another like mid-major football team that might need a coach? Like
Akron might have been opening.
UTSA, I don't know. Like, go have fun, go prove yourself. Maybe we see you in a couple years, man. But to go from college to a cup of coffee in the NFL to then really being an actual OC your last like 6 games in a press box to being the head coach the next year without any real like.
He's not going to go to college, too. I mean, the transfer portal's open. He's not going to
like,
college.
No proof of concept.
Nothing's jumped off the page. Like, I could see if all of a sudden we were, like, cooking on offense. But no, he's got to wait in the wings a little bit. I think it was just they're doing the kid a favor. He's in the building. Yeah. We're going to throw you you could say you interviewed for a head coach job. So now next cycle, people will keep interviewing you. You're in the mix. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe 1 year.
And you got to remember, these interviews also, they're such an information gathering process. You get opinions from plethora of people, collaborate those opinions, see what matches up, what aligns.
Hire Tommy Rees.
So
the biggest thing on his resume is he got a Nick Saban-led Alabama football team all the way to the college football semifinal. Like,
doesn't sound
shit.
good.
Steve Sarkisian did that too. Get him in here.
It doesn't sound good.
So it sounds like we're all in agreement. Tommy Rees.
I'm cool.
Touchdown Tommy in 5 years? Maybe. Not right now.
Jim Schwartz certainly is a more attractive head coach candidate. I think we can all agree with that. But again, that comes with, if Jim Schwartz is your head coach, you got to nail that offensive coordinator hire. Now, a name that has been floating around, a name that they have requested to interview, we now know, is Dan Pitcher. Dan Pitcher, 39 years old. He's also a younger guy. He was Joe Burrow's quarterback coach from 2020 to 2023. He's been with the Bengals as their OC the last 2 seasons. He's been various roles throughout that organization. He's kind of like that Stefanski type, like various roles, has built his way up in an organization to the OC. I don't know if that's exactly what the Browns want to do, kind of the similar route that they went with Kevin Stefanski. Obviously doesn't call plays now, but in that scenario where he would come to Cleveland, especially if Jim Schwartz is head coach, you'd imagine he would get the play calling duties. Anybody moved by Dan Pitcher?
I mean, as head coach, maybe not necessarily yet. I mean, I can't sit here and say I know a ton about Dan Pitcher, but from working on Under the Jungle, our Bengals show here at Big Play that goes out every single Tuesday night, like they were huge on the Dan Pitcher, I guess, promotion to OC. Like you said, he's been around that building, and like the big thing about that Bengals offense is they've played without Joe Burrow for long stretches over the last couple of seasons, and still had like varying degrees of success offensively, at least. Like, how many times has your Joe Flacco gone and put 30 points still, and they lost 35-31, you know, like that's a good offense.
You gotta take it with you gotta take the whole context. I think if I had a base knowledge of NFL football and my receivers were Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I could go out and put a game plan where we could target Jamar Chase 20 times and score 30 points, especially against a team like when that happened, the Steelers were letting it happen. They were playing one-on-one and they were letting it go. We watched Joe Flacco do absolutely nothing here, and granted, the change is they have the weapons out there, because all of a sudden when they started with it was Browning, they couldn't run the ball for a lick once Joe Burrow went out. Flacco got out there and became a little bit better. You can't jump the guy straight to head coach. I would hear it as OC, at least top half, but it's not making me think you're a genius because you're doing what you should be doing with all that talent.
He doesn't call plays too. Can you guys about that real quick?
That's Zach Taylor who calls plays.
Yeah.
How much does it matter to you guys?
And I'm not seriously considering that for a head coach. And if you were to come as OC, like why would you leave?
Why would
he's OC to take the same position in Cleveland? Yeah. You're right. Money would.
That's what it would be.
Yeah, well, this is the wrong guy.
Breaking the bank for Dan Pitcher.
Like, what is he again? Like, what does he do? So now I know he didn't do that. What's his proof?
That was my question for you guys.
Let's just say this: it has been an interesting group.
Yeah, like
so far that the Browns have decided to bring it. Like I said,
I'm about to say the other dude's like a number 2.
I hope this is like these candidates that they've brought in is truly an information gathering process, and they're really going to hit the rubber on the road once. But again, why are you waiting? You can't, this isn't a thing with these many head coach openings. You can't. Yeah, clock is the bunny. Bring up the bunny. Bring up the bunny.
Well, I do think that probably a lot of their. I think the reason for like the guys they're interviewing this week, like Dan Pitcher, is like a lot of the big jobs or a lot of the big candidates aren't even available yet. Like I think like you have to wait until I think another week from now before you can even do virtual interviews with guys who are playing in the wild card rounds. Like that takes a bunch of your candidates too, like the Chris Shulas of the world, who also doesn't call plays.
as a DC.
Yeah.
Does the dude in Seattle? I don't think he does either.
No, he doesn't call
'Cause it's
plays either.
McDonald, right?
Yeah, McDonald calls their defense.
Yeah, I don't. Ooh, man. Ooh,
Well,
man.
we took every single coordinator that does not call plays and said, if you want to be our head
It's
coach,
looking
get over
like
here right
Schwartz
now.
minus $1 million, right?
No,
Like,
yeah,
that's
right?
the
The more
only
you think
guy
about
that
it.
has any he was at least a coach and he calls his plays. Because if not, we're just making the same mistake over and over. Like, I don't even want to see Reese as my OC. Like, that's why I want to get an OC who's called plays.
Yeah, I'm not
before
gonna
What
do
would
that
your guys'
either.
thoughts be on Matt LaFleur if the Packers lose?
They would fire him?
What I saw today
There's
was
been
that
smoke. I'd be
the
shocked
two
if they
two
did.
names to watch to
Sign
get
me
fired
up, bro.
because
Right,
of like
Sign
Matt
me
LaFleur
up.
has been a little
What?
questionable this season, but sign me the hell up.
It's-
Sign me the
what?
hell up.
they were saying they thought the this is the Athletic, not they. The Athletic article I read this morning was that the odds of John Harbaugh coming to Cleveland are like pretty damn low, but the odds of the musical chairs getting moved around then and more teams who don't currently have openings opening up to try and go get him could allow us to get someone real good out of nowhere is what they were thinking.
Like, if I'm interviewing OCs and I don't know if they just haven't brought him in because of the requests with teams in the playoffs and all that, I'm not exactly sure how that works. Like, start interviewing Clint Kubiak.
No,
start
Kubiak's a weird one
problem
because
is
we
they
can't
could've
interview
done
him right
that
now and we're
already.
not.
So
And
I don't
they
understand that. Like, Clint Kubiak, obviously. Who's the other one I'm thinking of?
Well, we're interviewing their DC, but we're not interviewing Kubiak.
Yeah, like,
and
That
then
makes
the
no
Broncos, I don't think
sense.
we're going for Vance Joseph.
no, like,
That makes absolutely no sense that we haven't interviewed Kubiak. I don't think we could get LaFleur's brother in for interview yet because they
No,
play
because
this week.
they're playing
Okay.
this weekend.
So he's off. But
Who also
there's
does not
no
call
reason
plays.
Kubiak hasn't been interviewed. I don't, or at least a request. That makes
Yeah.
no sense to me.
What if he denied the request?
Can they do that?
in the comments, Joe Blacko.
Don't have to go.
Joe Blacko. He says, "What about Cliff?" I talked about it yesterday. I like Cliff Kingsbury. I think he's going to Baltimore. Thing is with Cliff, it's like, and I said this, the reason why I want a CEO type. We don't have a quarterback. Like, if Cliff comes in here, I'm just not sure. Like, how long is a guy like Cliff last without offense
So
production?
hear me? We hire Schwartz. He somehow convinces Cliff to be the OC, right? Somehow we get that there. It's like, bro, Cliff, you come here and you bang out for like 2-3 because it's another pedestal for him to go get that job. He says you got to stick it out this year. You get your guy next year. We don't care what we got to do. If it's Arch, Mestamaker, Sellers, whoever it might be out that next draft, he says, we got you. And that's his 2 years. You show us what you could do with him, that 2-3 year period, and then you're looking at your next head coach job. Like, I think that's something they would probably try to sell him.
All right, we got a little breaking news here on the Big Factor. Dolphins fire head coach Mike McDaniel. It is official. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross met with McDaniel this week to discuss this season. After
Harbaugh
meeting
is
and
a
reflection, Ross decided to move on. That is now, I believe, 8 head coach openings in the NFL, Dolphins being the most recent. Not really shocked there. I wonder what the process was of waiting this long to do it. They said he was going to help spearhead the next search for their next GM. They obviously fired Chris Greer.
That's the musical chairs. The
attractive-
coach is opening.
Again, I'm not sure this is an attractive job. You got no quarterback. Tua is obviously going to move on. I don't know if he's going to get traded because of the SAP ramifications, because of how big that contract is and the guaranteed money. Not a very attractive job there. Not surprised by this move.
But I think the Dolphins are going after Harbaugh because wasn't that the team that was leaked? They're
Yeah.
at least going to try to get in on it now. So that now they're saying, like we were talking about yesterday, these coaches, these teams, these owners are like, man, didn't think he would be available. Now they're like, oh, like McDaniel, no. Aaron Glenn, maybe it might be time. Like it might be one and done for you too. If people lose in the first round, Tomlin, McDermott, we might be saying like it might be a John Harbaugh sweepstakes going on in the NFL right now. With that being said, I would bring him in and I would say,
OC.
you're probably not getting a head coach job this cycle. I'd bring
He's
you in as a
definitely
play
not.
caller.
Yeah.
I'd bring you in. I'd go request that. I'd try to figure that out. Or I'd try to get the head coach nailed so we could start trying to get his staff together.
And
Which
if
is
you're-
why we
and if
can't
you're
be waiting
Mike
around
McDaniel, there's no
interviewing
easier-
people that don't call plays because the sooner we get our head coach, the sooner we could jump on getting the good coordinators.
Dude, your reaction when you heard Dan Pitcher doesn't call
Because then
plays.
what's the deal? A head coach? He doesn't
There's
even
more.
call
It's not
his own
just him.
plays.
It's like 4 of the coordinators we're interviewing.
Nasty work, man.
Or
Yeah,
put
okay,
interview.
so we've interviewed, or at least requested, Todd Monken,
Todd Monken, I believe, did call his plays.
defensive coordinator
Shout out to him.
Aiden Durd, who, by the way, doesn't even call plays
Does
on
not call
defense.
plays.
Mike McDaniel does.
They're
Or
McDonald's.
Mike McDonald does, excuse me, who I love.
Too many Mikes, too many McDaniels, too
Yeah.
many stuff.
Obviously requested Reese Schwartz,
Reese formerly did not call his plays.
Dan Pitcher. Schwartz is the I like what you said. I mean, right now
It's
Schwartz got to be
minus
minus
a
$1 million.
gajillion.
Out of those
Brilliant,
5, I mean, it's not even close, right?
And sadly, I think the DC that doesn't call his plays is like the second best candidate.
Shula.
Outrageous. No, the dude from Seattle.
Oh shit! Yeah, so
Yeah.
multiple DCs.
You'd
who
rather,
don't
I
call
feel like
plays.
most people would rather have Schuler or Minter.
Yeah. I don't. This is bad work out of us right now. I need us to like.
Well,
kick it into
I do
overdrive.
think like 3 or 4 of our biggest names we can't even interview yet, though. I think that's part of it.
All right. So after this week, are we allowed to talk to people going?
I think we're allowed to talk to everyone after this week, but I think it's virtual interviews until it's like January 19th or something like that.
I'll hear the reports. Monday, mark it to it. I'm gonna be checking with both of you. I'm gonna say, ooh, what are we doing? Like Monday or Tuesday next week, I need to see something happening because
I can't wait. So you know what's
most of
going to
the teams-
happen? Clint Kubiak is going to be the next Bill Belichick, and he's going to come out in 5 years and be like, "Yeah, I want to go to the Browns." They didn't even fucking call me. Like it's going to be something like that.
Like John Dorsey when he came out and told Shannon Sharp that he wanted to draft Josh Allen, but he couldn't convince the coach and staff on it, so he went Baker.
Oh, okay. So we just got a little update on the news about Mike McDaniel. So Adam Schefter just tweeted, Dolphins were not the ones that contacted John Harbaugh or made inquiries to other coaches. So it was a different team with that current head coach that requested to consult about John Harbaugh. So I wonder who that could have been. Possibly the Buccaneers, Todd Bowles. Some people thought he might be out.
No.
They're hiring a new OC. Did you see
They
that?
did just
5
hire-
in a row.
Oh, yeah, he had something Gizzard.
Oh, is that his name? Good for him.
What if
Chris?
it was just Pittsburgh? Like, what if they were just like, I need
Amidst
that.
the playoff run.
They were just like, nah, we need that, bro. I don't know. This is gonna be interesting.
McDaniel, so that's going to be the next probably big topic in Cleveland. Mike McDaniel coming back to Cleveland, being the OC. Again, that's the, like, if you hire Schwartz. Hey, if you told me I was signing up for Jim Schwartz, Mike McDaniel at OC. So let me ask you this, guys. In your head, instant upgrade, yes or no, from Tommy Reese to Mike McDaniel at OC?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I agree.
Instantly, he's called.
Yes.
I've seen him have a good offense in the NFL. So there you go. That's him, and he's called the plays for it. That's him over everyone we've interviewed so far. Every single person.
Yeah.
Despite his
agree.
downfalls as a coach, I've seen him call a successful offense in the NFL.
I
If I could
agree.
get my twin in Cleveland, dude,
And there's
I'd
just
be- I'd be
people
so
like
happy.
Josh McDaniel, just not built to be a head coach. But how many McDaniels are there?
That's what I told you. It's too many mics.
I mean, we got
too many McDaniels.
Josh could throw his hat in the ring at some point. Who knows?
Yeah, seriously. All right, we've waited too long. I got to tell everybody about our great friends at Garage Beer. Garage Beer comes in just 2 flavors: classic light lager as well as that classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPAs. It's just beer the way you want beer to taste, and that is beer flavored beer. So scan that QR code now. Go find local retailers who sell Garage Beer near you. Again, that is drinkgaragebeer.com. All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Browns head coach searches for the next 2-3 weeks, a month, 2 months until they finally hire
Search
who
party,
they do.
baby.
It's going to be some moving pieces. But right now, we got to talk about the NFL playoffs because those are coming up very soon. We got our first game on Saturday, 4:30. We'll start here. Panthers and the Rams, guys. Rams are a big 10.5-point favorite on FanDuel Sportsbook to travel to Carolina. Crazy to think a team under 500 is not only in the playoffs, but hosting a playoff game. Panthers beat the Rams in the regular season. Not sure how much you read into that. Rams do expect to get Devontae Adams back. How do we want to do this? Do we want to do picks? Do we just want to talk about the games and save picks for tomorrow?
Whatever we think.
All right.
Hey, I'll throw this out at you guys. Fucking love the Panthers to cover.
Oh,
Just
see,
to
I
cover.
love the Rams to cover.
Oh,
See,
really?
I was waiting on it to be like a super rainy day in Carolina. I just checked the forecast. It's supposed to be 70 and sunny.
Oh, really?
GG. Rams.
There's some
Rams
stat
roll.
about
Hashtag keep
there's some
pounding.
stat about double-digit favorites just cleaning house on the spread and winning, obviously, in the playoffs against teams. And like Rams obviously are that upper echelon. I know they lost to them, but that's really the most least interesting game.
It just sucks that teams like the Ravens miss the playoffs, so you have the fucking Panthers in.
Adams
Eliminate the
gonna be
group of
back
5.
too, right? Is he good to go?
Adams, they're expecting to have Devontae Adams.
Yeah, it's looking rough, man. It's looking real rough.
Now things get a little bit interesting. January 11th, 1 p.m., the Jaguars host the Buffalo Bills. A lot on the line for the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. We know if he loses in the first round in a playoff field without Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, not going to be discussion about Josh Allen, obviously, but Sean McDermott could get fired
Oh, he'd be
if they
so
lose in
gone.
the first round. I do like the Jaguars to win this one. I took them in the FanDuel parlay with Matt. I had Jaguars plus 1.5. The thing about the Bills is when they're good, they run the ball. Jaguars have a top 5 run defense.
Just
I'm not
about
sure
to
the
say.
Bills, if you make them one-dimensional, hard to make them one-dimensional with Josh Allen. He's going to find a way to use his legs, but they just don't have the pieces outside to overcome that. I think the Jaguars win this one, and then, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Sean McDermott's fired. And Jack, you kind of said earlier, you said Sean McDermott to the Browns.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's my leader in the clubhouse if he gets fired. But man, I mean, the one thing that's holding me back from is just like it is Josh Allen with the most pressure on him in his whole entire career. Like you do see what he's made of right here, right? Like I mean, it's tough being the 6th seed and going on the road, but if Josh Allen is Josh Allen, like if the Bills are what we truly thought they were, like if they really were just 13 seconds away a couple of years ago, like if they really do have the pedigree to go and be a Super Bowl team, you absolutely have to win this game. I don't care how good of a year the Jaguars had, but I think it's such a toss-up, dude. I mean, it's so tough being in Jacksonville.
It's really a pick-em. It'll come down to how the Jags guard the tight ends, because I just looked at it. The Jags are the #1 rushing defense in the NFL.
Oh, they're #1 now.
85 yards per game, the least yards given up of any team in the NFL. And James Cook is the whole offense.
Worst matchup they could have got.
He really is. Like, so, and it's if they're scoring, like, forget about it if the Jags score. Like, if they score enough points, like, you're going to need a Superman performance from Josh Allen, because I'll never believe in Khalil Shakir and Dawson Knox to be playmakers you need in a big spot when we get to a 3rd and 12, money on the line, 24-17, 8 minutes left in the fourth, and he says, "Let's go, we're going, we're on our 40, but we're not going to kick it." Who are we throwing to?
Yeah.
Who?
I like cookies.
Who? I think Greg Newsom's clamping Keon.
Oh no!
I think he's clamping
Get that
him.
clip ready. Get that clip ready.
Who are you throwing to?
No,
if they
I
spy,
completely
it's a
agree.
wrap. He's got to run through 8 people. Like I'll always. I think it'll be unfair if people like that. There's no quarterbacks like the big beef like Mahomes, Burrow, Jackson. All those guys aren't here. Allen has no help, and this is the worst matchup because I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. It's really down to that, and they should be doing everything they can to draft a receiver in the draft this year.
Duval.
And Trevor Lawrence. Hey, if you had MVP of December, only 1 month, it'd probably be him.
He's
All right,
been
we move on to the NFC side. January 11th, 4:30 p.m. kickoff. Eagles host the 49ers. Philadelphia, 4.5-point favorite in this one. I think I really like the 49ers to cover this one. Like the Eagles, again,
Sharp.
it's not the same as the 1 year where they just had a complete fall off the second half and lost to the Buccaneers in the first round, but I do see a little bit of similarities. Like 49ers, the only thing, they don't have a pass rush. And do the injuries catch up with them in the postseason? Brock Purdy has been amazing outside of that Seattle game. Before that, when he returned, he was #1. Their offense, 49ers, in a lot of metrics. Like if the Eagles defense plays half of what like Seattle did, it's going to be a really tough day. Then it comes down to the Jalen Hurts factor. What Jalen Hurts are we going to see? What Saquon Barkley are we going to see, right? Is the offensive line going to get pushed? That's what it really comes down to in this one. This one's hard for me to pick. I could see the 49ers straight up winning this game.
That's where I was going.
But then I could also see the Eagles having a good day on the ground, playing good defense, and the injuries catching up to the 49ers.
Niners money line. I'm right there with you. Brock Purdy is the quarterback in the NFL right now for the folks watching at home.
Brock looked so bad in that Seattle game. And that's a good defense.
But then like you see what he did to Chicago. And I know the defense aren't the same.
But I'm saying the Eagles are, as far as if you're looking at stats, they're up there with Seattle in like points per game. I'm pretty sure they're top 10, top 5. If they're bringing that same because all it was a million. They put a little pressure on Purdy. Like if you look at what he did to the Bears, he had all day in the pocket.
That's true.
If they could get after him, it becomes a different game. But at the same time, the Eagles' offense is deplorable. It's deplorable.
It's so
like
bad.
it's really I've never seen a team with so much talent have such a bad offense. It's truly amazing. So I don't know. I don't know where the 49ers rank rushing defense wise because I know they're so hurt. Like that defense is probably, but they shut us down when we were trying to run the ball, and the Eagles haven't. So this is another toss. We got some good it'll be, but I think this is gonna be an ugly game. Who's home?
Eagles.
I'll lean Eagles just for the home team. I think it'll give them a slight edge because I would say those teams are like a pick 'em. I'll give them the home whatever like the two
Home
points.
3.
Yeah, the home 3, the home 2.5.
I would take the Eagles to advance, but I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers cover. I skipped this game, actually. This one's January 10th after the Rams-Panthers game. Bears-Packers, NFL's got to love this matchup, an interdivisional rival, one of the oldest rivalries, if not in the entire NFL. Bears hosting the Packers. Last time these teams played, we saw Caleb Williams put on his cape, one of the best throws of the season to DJ Moore to send that baby to overtime. Or was that the winning catch in overtime? I think it was to DJ Moore. They walked
threw the one to Walker in the corner to force
They walked off.
overtime.
Bears
Sally
Packers limping into the playoffs, man. They have not looked good the back half of the season. Bears looked good, lost 2 straight against the 49ers. That was a shootout. Then they kind of sleptwalked through that whole Detroit game to end the regular season. Came alive in the fourth quarter, but it was too short. They lost that one 19-16. What Bears defense are we going to get?
What Jordan Love are we going to get? This is going to be his first game back, right?
Yeah.
In a while off a concussion. I've liked what he's done.
Surprisingly, Green Bay's 1.5-point favorite.
I was going to say, Jordan Love in the first round of the playoffs in his wild card games has been amazing.
I remember when he beat Dallas.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's
Smoked
looked like
the
Rodgers
shit
in
out of
that
them.
first game. It's been the second game where it gets spooky, where he like throws games away. And this is a rough one. They split the season series, so it's no. If a team had swept, I would have picked the team that got swept to win this game. But they split, so I'm pretty sure Chicago is home. They won the division.
2 seed.
But that defense is so bad.
Which is why
It's so bad, and he's a rookie. Or this is his first playoff game.
Yeah.
Love's been there. They're so hurt. But they got Micah. I think I'm going Packers.
Okay.
Shockingly,
I'm going
Packers.
I'm going Bears. They've got to be able to run the ball. If they can get that going, I think they win this one. This is what I hated. Why the Eagles? So agreement with this. You'd much rather play the Packers than the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Why did Nick Sirianni sit his starters? All they had to do was win, and they would have had the 2 seed, more home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they'd get the Packers in the first round instead of the 49ers.
Well, I mean, maybe he sensed a little bit of leaking oil too, and just like make sure, hey, get the guys healthy.
Because Sirianni thinks he's smarter than everybody. I don't know.
Yeah.
This one for me though, I'm a Browns fan, 1,000,000%. My little like side allegiances though, when things come down to it, are the Bills and the Packers. I fucking hate Caleb Williams, so yeah, give me the Packers.
If Josh Jacobs is another guy who I feel like shows up, and that Bears defense is just bad at defending everything, so I would expect him to have a good game too. I'm just gonna bet on the team that has more experience here. I think it'll be it could be another like super disappointing end for the Bears, like a Cody Parkey missed field goal esque, like double doink something crazy, like
Jordan Love's coming to town,
something like that. Jordan Love, I'll give it to him this time, but I wouldn't. This is another toss-up. We got some good matchups.
We do.
These are a lot of like just like popcorn watching games. Like there's some good bad blood going on.
All right, second to last one. This is at night on January 11th, 8 p.m. kickoff. Patriots host the Chargers. This is my sneaky upset, and here's why. So New England's a 3.5-point favorite. Chargers taking on the Patriots. The thing is, I think this is a very good matchup for the Chargers. I think this is honestly the best first-round matchup they could have drawn because the Patriots don't have a pass rush. The Chargers' offensive line is horrible. We know that. You lose Joe Alt, you lose Rashawn Slater. I don't know what we expected. But without that pass rush, if Justin Herbert has enough time to operate in the pocket, I think he's a damn good quarterback. We'll see what-if man in the playoffs again. He needs to get this win probably. Maybe the only quarterback needs it more is Josh Allen in this playoff field, I would say. Drake May, first game in the playoffs. We'll see what that is. I'm not too concerned about that narrative. I love Vrabel as a coach. I love Jim Harbaugh as a coach, so I'm not really sure there's an advantage one way or the other there. My great pick is Chargers to cover. I could see maybe an upset.
Is it a night game?
Yeah.
This could be a sneaky
Patriots.
banger. This is Sunday night.
Yeah.
This could be a sneaky, like, just great football game. Like, the thing with the Patriots defense, like you said, it's nothing stellar. They're just super solid.
Yeah,
And I feel like Herbert's good enough to score on solid, especially with everyone being out there. If they protect him, I think they'll be able to put up points. I don't see. I think this could be a good like 27-24 win for the Patriots.
See, I was gonna say this game has the vibes of like I know this has happened before with Justin Herbert, but like someone's gonna go up like 17-0. We're just like shitting on the other team on Twitter, like the whole entire game's gonna be in flames, and then like Herbo come back out of nowhere, or like the Patriots at home like find a way to push back. Is Justin Herbert ever gonna get it done? I think it has like good like legendary vibes to it.
All right, last game, Monday night to wrap up the first round of the playoffs. Steelers are hosting the Texans. I'm so excited for this one. Texans, a dome team coming into Acrisure. Haven't looked at the forecast there. Texans' defense has been absolutely tremendous this season. Outside of last week, Riley Leonard was throwing the ball all over the yard
Yes,
against
he
them.
was.
For the
They were
Steelers,
sitting people last week, though, right?
I would hope so.
They were sitting.
They better have been, because Riley Leonard
like
never did that at Notre Dame.
90% sure they were sitting starters.
That would certainly make sense. For the Steelers, they're coming off momentum. They rattled off a couple to end the season outside of their loss to our Cleveland Browns. They get the huge emotional victory against Baltimore to win that AFC North, get the 4th seed. They're taking on the Houston Texans. I just bet the under. I would bet the under on this one straight up. I'm not sure how I feel one way or the other.
I was gonna say, here's my thought in the game. If you think
12?
Houston, for the over-under,
Yeah.
I think it's like 39.
39.
Texans are favored by 3 on FanDuel Sportsbook in this one. I could see this one going either way.
if you think Roger Goodell and the NFL scriptwriters are going to have C.J. Stroud retire Aaron Rodgers at night with a Renegade playing, you're insane. That's all I got for you.
Man. Rumor has it me and Jack are trying to post up somewhere to watch this game on Monday night.
Yes.
Rumor has it.
LTP.
We want some wings or something. We're thinking about it. Like we need some moves.
Maybe we get some Permani brothers.
because this is gonna be a good watch.
Watch the Stillers.
Because the Texans are such a weird team. Like CJ Stroud was amazing, and he's been mid to solid the last 2 years ever since that rookie breakout. The defense is stellar. That's even like Will Anderson Jr. is a pressure machine.
Oh my goodness.
How'd
And
they get
Danielle Hunter?
How'd
might be
they
the best
get?
pass
How'd
rush
they get
duo.
Will Anderson?
They draft. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Fucking assholes.
Anyways, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, dogs. Derek Stingley out there at corner, dog.
Boy, he looks better in the sauce now.
Dog. But there's something about the Steelers in that, like that, the fact that they will have the home and it'll be night and the Here We
Kalen's
Go
back.
song just dropped. But I'm going Texans.
Dude,
I
wow.
don't like
I think
it.
They have Gainwell, Metcalf, and Calvin
I might
Austin.
bet Steelers for the emotional, like I want to see the moment, like the last ride for Rodgers.
Oh, I already have coin on it.
Cause that's what you want to see. Like this could come down to like the score could be 10 to like 6 going into the fourth, and they get one last drive, and he's got to put the 2-minute drill together to get them down. Like that would be the moment you'd want to see. I don't see how they set the line for the game score at 39 points. I can't believe it. But if I'm putting smart money, Texans.
Right now I'm taking Texans, but I reserve the right tomorrow to switch my pick before it's official.
Love it.
Yeah,
Join it. Join the dark side, baby.
Yeah.
I got plenty of room.
I want to join on that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I-
this is truly. This might be, in my opinion, the hardest game to pick.
to pick a winner.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, we got one college football semifinal game tonight. We'll talk about Miami's taking on Ole Miss. Can Trinidad, the former D2 quarterback, get it done against Miami? I'll say this. He's got a lot better chance against Miami, I think, than Ohio State did just because of his mobility. If he can get out of the pocket and make half the plays he did against Georgia, they stand a chance. Here's the question. What Carson Beck are we going to get? Is he going to be throwing 3 picks? Is he going to be the game manager he's been consistently? Are they going to ride that defense? Jack, I'll start with you. Ole Miss, Miami tonight for a ride to the College Football National Championship.
Yeah, this is a huge one. And honestly, I think this is like maybe the biggest game in the history of the SEC because the SEC had the shittiest bowl season of all time since what the SEC did last year. And they haven't been to a national title in the last 2 years. This would make it 3 years in a row without an SEC team in the national title game. Like, it just means more talks are starting to like, I don't know, Jim, you know, like this is a big one for them, but also like, man, this Miami team is for real. Like, I know we all kind of know this Ohio State team wasn't quite as good as last year, what they thought we were going to be, but, like, that defense is legit. Bain and Meisdor, I forget his name. What's the other kid?
Mesidor.
He'll be, like, their D-line is ridiculous. Like, Carson Beck, to his credit, like, since the middle of the season when they had, like, the Louisville loss and the SMU losses, he has been a game manager, and I do think it's going to be enough to get it done. I think what Pete Golding has done, not just, like, with this team, but what he's done to start to land guys in the portal as well. Like, Ole Miss has a good future with him, but the biggest story of the game isn't even on the field still. It's once again Lane Kiffin taking over the national spotlight, forcing 5 of the assistants who were able to be there for the first 2 rounds to go back to LSU to help him with the portal. Like, luckily, Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to stick around and help out Ole Miss, and I believe maybe like the inside receivers coach, like the slot receivers coach is staying or something.
That's tough.
Yeah, huge one for them. But I just ultimately think it's not going to be enough for Ole Miss. I think Miami's going to get it done in a low scoring game.
I was going the exact opposite. I think this is going to be another hood classic. Like,
Oh,
I think
really?
We're going to see another banger like we saw in the Ole Miss Georgia game. Trinidad is going to be running for his life, but he's going to be making plays. He said he's going back to school next year, right? I did
Yeah.
see
Well,
that.
so
He's like trying. There's some sort of.
he has
testing
to
the
he has
waters
to get a
thing.
waiver through because he played JUCO.
He
but
wants
like, he
to.
wants to go. He will go back to Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make a bunch of plays again tonight. Mesidor and Bain will be a factor. Mark Fletcher is my guy to watch for Miami because I hadn't seen anyone run the ball on OSU all year, and he was just running through people. Like, he did not care. Like, that dog was in him. Like, and they were moving people. Mayaga and all those boys on that Miami line, they were moving people. Miami cannot let this game come down to any Carson Beck throw. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. If Fletcher can carry them through the game and Carson Beck doesn't have to do too much, he doesn't have to make the play to win, I would take Miami any day of the week.
Yep.
Vice versa. If the game comes down to a Trinidad Chambliss throw, I think Ole Miss will get it done. I see it going Miami's way right now, though, because the edge rushers are going to make life real hard on that kid. He's going to have to really like pull another couple rabbits out of the hat, and I think Miami will have the ground game advantage.
I mean, between Bain and Maui Goa, though, you get a great look at draft stock.
True. Rob, you took the words right out of my mouth. Like, if this game becomes a shootout, if Trinidad can escape Spain and Mesidor and like make plays. Worst thing Miami can't have this game become is a shootout, like you said, because I completely agree.
They can't win a shootout.
If Carson Beck has to continually chuck down
up.
the field, there are going to be moments like he didn't have to do against Ohio State where I think he's going to make a mistake, and ultimately one mistake, a turnover, a fumble, a pick, that
need
could
him playing
easily
from
decide
in
the
front.
game. You do.
Can't be from behind.
I couldn't agree more. All right, I got to tell everybody about our great friends at FanDuel. You want to go bet that college football game? Well, you know damn well you can go do that on FanDuel Sportsbook because you know how fast NFL game days move. One big play and it changes everything. That's why live betting on FanDuel, it's a game changer. With FanDuel, you can bet in real time while the game unfolds. Score just flipped. Go ahead and jump on a new spread or live money line. That wide receiver is heating up. Bet the next touchdown score or total yards. Think that drive stalls in the red zone. Then take a live field goal prop or fade the total. Live player props, team totals, drive results, updated spreads, next play markets. It's all there. It's fast, it's fun, and with FanDuel, your live bets move as quickly as the game does. So whether you're riding momentum or fading the hype, FanDuel puts you right in the middle of every moment. Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay. Download the app and bet the NFL live all season long. Must be 21 plus and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Speaking of live bets, guys, we just talked about Miami. If you start to see signs it's going to be a shootout, I'll be live betting Ole Miss to win that one like we just described. All right, Jack, didn't hit ours yesterday, but that doesn't matter. It's a new day. We've done this plenty of
get back
times.
to 500 on the week. Let's go.
Jack, my friend, you know what to do. Take it away.
All right, here we go. We're starting off. The Cavs are heading into Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. We're going Evan Mobley to score 15 points. Ant-Man tonight, 25 points for him. And then, hey, guys, this is arguably one of the biggest matchups going on in college basketball tonight. I saw a little TikTok about this morning. If you're not talking about this game in the future Pac-12 conference, the Seattle Mariners, for the best I know, are heading into Oregon State to take on the Beavers. And we are taking Seattle money line on the road, minus 210. Those fellas right in a hot streak right now. Evan Mobley, 15 points. What is it?
I got to figure out the day.
Okay,
Seattle University's college basketball mascot is Rudy the Red Hawk.
The Red Hawks.
The Red Hawks, come on! Let's do it, baby. Evan Mobley, 15 points. Anthony Edwards, 25 points. The Seattle Red Hawks money line taking on Oregon State. You're a wizard, Trey. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Great show, everyone. Woo!
Yeah, real quick, Rob, the basketball guru on our show. When I saw that his preferred destination was the Wizards, my question was why?
I don't even think he's from Washington.
No, I think he's a loser.
I had no idea. I think he picked a team where he actually knew they would want. There's a lot of guards.
So my first thought, and I don't know how the contract plays out, was this a thing where he wanted to go to Washington just to show out, where he takes 50 shots a game to get paid?
I think that's the. So let me
Use a player option for next year.
Let me give my whole quick summary on this. The Hawks had to get rid of him. Jalen Johnson's the future. That's a guy that could be the best player on a championship team. That's a guy that could give you 30, 10, and 10. That's a baller. That's a 6'11" forward that could be a point guard. They needed to get rid of Trey Young because he's a ball-dominant guy. You need the ball in Jalen Johnson's hands. Trey Young, ball stopper, boom, boom, boom. Not a good second option.
Is he the worst defensive player in the NBA?
Yes, terrible. You send him to go play with Baby Wemby, who many people were talking about, who Trey Young, they wanted to see him play with Wemby, and Alex Sarr, who's been having a solid year this year. 2 years left on Trey Young's deal. If he balls out, the Wizards could pay him if they find it works. If not, they could get rid of him. The Wizards could still be bad this year and possibly be in position to get a top draft pick. You pair that guy with Sarr and Young. Might work out. CJ McCollum will fit seamlessly in Atlanta. He's a plug-and-play guy. He could get you 40 on a night. Even trade, they dumped him. I thought they might have got a pick, but the Hawks are really eager to get rid of Trey Young. Dynasty starts after him.
Is there any chance that he, does he have enough of a market in free agency where he could just play out the year and then dip with the player option? Because he could not claim it, right? And then
he's going to take
agent?
that money.
He will take it?
I would assume. Unless it goes terribly, because he's on a max deal. He's going to secure that back.
Okay, that's fair.
Best of luck to Trey. All right. Appreciate everybody tuning into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel. Shout out our great friends over at Garage Beer as well. We'll be back tomorrow, same people, same time. We'll be recapping that college football semifinal game. Real quick, are we in agreement the best two teams remaining in college football are playing on Friday?
Yeah. Wait, no, Friday? Ooh, the Ducks? Miami, that's tough. That's tough. I'd give Miami that combo.
The best team never got their chance.
But he's, yeah, they're bad. Best team plays Friday for sure, though.
All right, well, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.